Welcome to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner Zink, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne will teach you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.
In this episode of Claim Your Excellent Life, we are going to speak about another question on Quora. This one was a pretty interesting one, actually. It was, are there things in psychology that most psychologists don't know? And by the way, this is a pretty delicate subject, especially coming from me, as I noted in my answer, because I'm an unlicensed professional working with people with all sorts of emotional problems. So take it from where it's coming. I'm not a psychologist, but I've worked with many of them from both sides of the couch. Social workers and psychiatric nurses as well have been my clients along with their children. Interestingly enough, psychiatric nurses don't want their kids on medication for ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, so they brought them to me instead. Pretty interesting, huh? Anyway, here you go. First, we need to understand that the basis of psychology is theory. None of it is easily proven. So when you look at the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual that these mental health professionals use to diagnose patients, it's really based on clusters of behaviors and thoughts, and those are categorized into the specific illnesses. They do this because it helps them to treat their patients, understanding what the underlying problems are, and most importantly, to have the codes to bill for their services, rendered through the insurance companies, at least here in the United States. Second, unfortunately, most of them never learn a thing about how the subconscious mind works. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, they're leaving out the best methods available to help their patients heal. There are always reasons why people have the negative emotions and limiting beliefs that they do. And there's a purpose behind why they were developed. Given this fact, if the psychologist worked from understanding the subconscious role instead of one of the pathological symptoms, many more people would be able to be healed with much less invasive means, meaning it happens with quicker results without the use of medications in a great majority of cases. I'd say 99%, because the only people who really need medications are those who have psychotic breaks and those who may be suicidally depressed. Although, honestly, I've worked with some whose medications didn't work, and they did very well, indeed. So, there you go. Anyway, depression is not just an emotional problem. It can be due to hormonal imbalances, malnutrition, and a lot of other reasons. It is a symptom, not necessarily an illness. Just like pain. Got to find out the cause. Now, we really do need to understand that over time, we have learned more about the brain and its true function. And Dr. Falkow, who actually has been running the National Institute of Drug Abuse for a lot of years now, has done many brain scans to prove the dopamine rush and the loss of dopamine receptors when addicts act out their addictions too often. This could be substance abuse, eating disorders, sex addiction. It really doesn't matter what the addiction is. As long as it's creating that dopamine rush, it becomes problematic. Dr. Daniel Amen is also a person who's well known for decades of doing brain scans to better understand the physiology of mental health illnesses. He'll say that in psychiatry and mental health, these are the doctors who never look at the organ that creates the problem, and he believes totally in the brain scans for that reason. And he's been able to help a lot of people through it, usually through nutrition and hypnosis, actually. So we need to understand that if people have a lot of these mental health illnesses, it is because they lack the development of the amino acids that are required for neurotransmitters to be formed for healthy brain function. Dr. Amen is consistently talking about this. There's other people who write on this subject as well, but he's the one who's best known, thanks to his work with ADD in particular. We also know, as a result of brain scans, fMRIs, I guess, that hypnosis is a very natural state. It is a process that allows us to bypass the executive functioning part of the brain where reasons, rationalizations, and judgments are created. So it allows our clients to easily get in touch with why it is they have the behaviors and thoughts that they have, overriding those that harm them, while having them create ones that work in their best interest. Hypnotism goes back millennia. People have been using it to help people heal with the drum dances and the beats that get people into trance states. Shamans have used it forever. And my favorite guy in the 1800s was Dr. James Asdell, who was a surgeon who did operations in the theater of war in India as a British surgeon before we knew what something called ether was, and we had no idea that bacteria even existed back then. And he had like a 95% success rate, amputating people and having them heal just fine without any anesthesia other than what he could help them create in their minds. So the bottom line is, your mind is your best asset if you learn how to use it. And Bruce Lipton, he's a cellular biologist who speaks on this in the first chapter of his book, Biology of Belief. I have actually his learnings on one of my pages in my website, dawningvisions.com, DAWNING, V as in Victor, IS as in Sam, IONS.com, where there is a page that actually speaks to how we learn. As always, I'd like to thank you for spending your time with me till next time. If you have enjoyed Claim Your Excellent Life, we'd really appreciate it if you go over to iTunes and give it a 5-star review. If you have found Claim Your Excellent Life to be helpful to you, and maybe even life-altering with the information that we have shared here, and to allow us to continue this work, which we really do enjoy doing for you, you can sponsor us at patreon.com. That's spelled P as in Paul, ATREON as in Nancy.com. Again, that's P as in Paul, AT as in Tom, REON as in Nancy.com, where there's a few different levels of sponsorship that you can choose from to help us to continue doing this work. We thank you for any assistance that you are able to give us.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner Zink, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne teaches you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.